Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. We're back on, technically in the video series, this is part 5, but or you could call it part 4.2, part 4.2, either's fine. But anyway, we're still in Morio, and today we're going to be looking at some more residents in the form of allies of the Morio Warriors. So I went to the Jojo's wiki, and I did some research, and I basically read every character that is labeled as ally. So in this video we're going to be ranking Tamami stand, Hazamata, Tonio, Shizuka Joestar, who's the baby, Shingechi, Aya, Yuya Fungami, and Kanadachi, which is the alias for Superfly. So the first stand we're ranking is Tamami stand. It's just called the lock. And what the lock does, it's guilt entrapment. That's the ability's name. And what it does, you guilt somebody into doing something, or if somebody feels guilty about doing something, you could put a lock on their heart. And as the guilt increases, the lock can get bigger. And it also has a secondary ability of lie detection. It can detect lies.
Deshaun, did you steal that Fago from the gas station?
Hell no!
You lying?
Okay, but only because I'm banned from Cash App.
I'll
We
phone
finna
him.
put you on house arrest.
Fuck that! I can't wear no ankle button on my mirrors,
You lying?
my True,
You lying?
my Levi's,
You lying?
my Panda by Levi's.
I'll phone him.
Man, get this bullshit on!
I thought this stand was going to be a C tier, because it is kind of mid. But I'm going to bump it up to B tier, because just like the guilt entrapment, I think it's better than what a lot of people think. Like, you could, like, even what Tamami does in the series, he like tricks Koichi into thinking he ran over a cat with his bicycle and he felt really bad. You could basically just gaslight people. And I also think that the lie detection ability is also really good. I think it has a good place in B tier. Next up we have the Surface, which is Hazamata's stand. Surface takes the form of like a naked mannequin doll. Like, it's like a wooden mannequin, and whatever it touches, it can perfectly copy down to looks, mannerisms, sound, like perfectly. It's just the one problem is it has a nail on its forehead, and that's how you find, like, it's the clone over the real one. And I think this is a pretty good stand. I think you could do a lot with this. I think this is very similar to Kanome, Oingo's stand. Is this better? I think so. I think this is A, because it is pretty good. Like, you have the ability to copy anybody. Like, you could get away with a lot. Like, it can copy anybody. You could get into like special areas. Like, let's say you wanted to get into like a military place, you could use the surface and copy like a general and just get in. It's just a problem it does have is that I do think it is always wooden. I read on the wiki that there's a scene where Hazamata punches him and he like hurts his fist because he just punched wood. But I still think Surface is pretty good. I think Surface has potential. I think Surface, out of like everybody else in A tier, I think Surface is bottom A, but I definitely can see the potential. Comment what you think of Surface. Next up we have Pearl Jam, which is Tonio's stand. And this is all about cooking. I think Pearl Jam is an S tier, because basically what it is, it's healing food. I'm about to use a lot of examples with Okuyasu. When Josuke and Okuyasu went into Tonio's restaurant, Okuyasu had like a lot of problems. He had like an injury and like a cavity. That's like the two things I know off the top of my head. It's just the problem with it is that you like go through like pain. Like, for example, with the tooth, like the tooth like fell out of his mouth and it regrew. That Pearl Gem could be so useful in real life. You could help a lot of people and yourself with this stand. So I think it's S tier just for that ability alone. Also, Tonio's the GOAT. Next up, we have Shizuka Joestar, also known as the Invisible Baby, with the stand, I think it's pronounced a tongue baby. So this is just invisibility. I think it's B tier. Nothing crazy. It's really just invisibility from what I read on the wiki. I mean, yeah, not really much else to say. We're gonna move on to the next one. So next up we have Harvest, which is Shingechi. Harvest is a very unique stand, as it is like a bunch of like ants, and if you harm just one Harvest, Shingechi is completely fine. And how Shingechi uses it, he uses it to get like things from like around Morio, such as like coins, and he like taps into like that hidden market. Even like Josuke pointed that out. Harvest can also be used in a multitude of ways, such as travel, and I also think that Harvest can speak, because I think when Shingechi was blown up by Kira, there was like that last Harvest, he was like, no, I'm wrong. Harvest can't speak. I'm misremembering. I still think Harvest is a pretty good stand. I would probably just use it to move around. But do we give Harvest A? No, not S. Ooh. A or B? Is Harvest A or B? I think Harvest is B tier. Yeah, we're gonna put Harvest in B tier. I think, yeah. Unless I'm misremembering something big about Harvest. I do like Shingechi though, don't get me wrong, Shingechi is the GOAT. Harvest is alright, I wouldn't mind having it in real life. Next up we have Cinderella. Cinderella's design is pretty cool, I like how it doesn't have legs. I think that's like a pretty unique design. Cinderella's ability is basically just body like modification / manipulation. She mainly just helps Yukako in like her face, like gives her like a prettier face. And she also gives Kira like a completely new body, which did lead to her death already. But you have to like know like about that stuff a lot. Now, if I had Cinderella, I would definitely use it because I'm pretty ugly. But I don't really know anything about that, so for now I'm going to put it in C. Like how would what I would use with Cinderella, what I would do, I would just use it once to give myself like a new like face and whatever. And that would probably be it. I don't think I would be good enough to like be able to like open up a business with it. So yeah. Next stand we have Highway Star, also known as Highway Go-Go. And the user is Yuya Fungami. Now personally, I like Highway Star and Yuya. Pretty much, Yuya is one of my favorite like minor villains in Jojo's, and along with Kareem, Highway Star is a personal favorite. I'm going to put it in S tier. Highway Star has a few abilities. Its first ability is that it can create an illusionary room to lure people in it. I mean, it's goofy, but I would like it. I mean, it's pretty cool. That ability alone is kind of like Tenor Sax. It can also split apart its body, as we can see, like in its little icon picture. Its like head is like opening. It gives you enhanced smell, and I think that's pretty good. Smell could probably go a long way. I think if enhanced smell would be like a C tier power, but I think that's like what Highway Star is. It's like a bunch of like low tier powers into one, and I think it's pretty good. And it also, and this is arguably its best ability, nutrients absorption. It can like touch people and absorb their nutrients, which is basically just like a siphon for Yuya. Because he got this stand while in the hospital, and he was sucking Rohan's nutrients while he needed it. and I think that's pretty good. And plus, just like I don't know what you'd call the arc, like just the Highway Star arc, where like Josuke has to like find Yuya. Like that's probably like one of my favorite arcs in JoJo's. I just like it.
If my nose is correct, one of you beauties is on your period. I'm right, aren't I? Who is it? It's me. That full-bodied odor you're whiffing is courtesy of yours truly, you dick! That's bullshit!
So yeah, S tier. Next up, we have Superfly. I am going to be honest, I think Superfly is one of the worst stands in the series. With its only good ability is that you could just permanently trap somebody in it. I think that is the only thing Superfly has going for it. Like, if going off the basis of Superfly, because Superfly's ability is that it's a tower, and basically once you enter, you can't leave it until someone else walks in. If you could like outsmart people, you could get like some like big JoJo characters like in this, like trap Dio. Like, what if Dio was trapped in Superfly? That'd be crazy. And you can't damage Superfly either because it repels the damage. But it's just you can't really do anything with Superfly unless like you just want to like just trap somebody in there for like ever. So I think Superfly is one of the worst stands in the series. I think it's worse than the Sun, personally. Or no, I think they're about the same because they have almost no versatility really. So yeah, I think that is it for this video. Be on the lookout for the next part where we're going to be taking a look at Morioh's villains.